back at my body and realized I was dead, soon as I had that awakening of knowing that I'm out of my body and dead, that's when, boom, I went down. Where I was at was outer darkness. It was so black you can even feel the blackness. It was scary black. Like I said, I got to screaming, God, as I'm peeling my face off, but I don't even feel that because I'm so scared. One giant, massive demon, or I don't know, but I heard 1,000 voices speaking out of that one demon. I went to hell 5 times, so I don't know. I think they was fighting for my soul because every time I said Jesus, I came back into my body.
Hi, everybody. It's your girl E, and this is another episode of the Vision Rebirth podcast. This is a podcast where we explore life-changing stories of near-death experiences, outer-body experiences, divine dreams, meditations, and encounters with other beings. And today we have a special guest. He's a popular YouTube creator that did prank and lifestyle content. We have Joel Ashley. How are you doing today, Joel?
How you doing? I'm blessed. Never felt better. Happy to be on. Excited. I want to say appreciate you for actually hitting me up to even be on your shows. So thank you.
Well, thank you for coming on, because I actually was like, I didn't think that you were going to respond because I saw that you said that you don't even really like talking about this, and it's a heavy conversation, and actually you're the first person that I'm having this type of conversation with, because the other conversations that I have with other people stem around sort of like the light portion of it, like heaven and God and Jesus. Like that's where that stems from. And so this part of the conversation, which I know is necessary and does exist, even though I always for me, I always tell people I don't believe in hell, right? But I say it from the perspective of, for me, I always thought that hell was almost like a like, if you thought about it and if that's where you were in your life, then that's what it was going to be for you. So I don't even like to think about it, but I know it does exist, and it is something that needs to be discussed. So with you, I guess I want to start with your energy, like the energy that you were having sort of before your hell experience. Can you describe that?
Well, the energy I was having, I mean, I was worth so much money, but I had a reprobate mind, So I would have days where I didn't have peace. I would have days where, well, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have peace. So my energy was, I would say, wasn't peaceful. Just off the fact that I knew the things I was doing, like as far as like cheating, wasn't right. But I couldn't stop because it was an addiction that I had made. I made that addiction because of the pain I was going through. So in a way that I couldn't stop what I was doing, it was bad.
Interesting. So
So I was definitely,
even though you were sort of living the dream, as people would see you just, outside looking in, you had money, a family,
yeah.
you were popular, you actually felt bad, right? Is that accurate to say?
Yeah, most definitely. I definitely felt bad. It was always a pressure on me that some don't feel right. So that would make me want to do drugs. And I wasn't big on drugs. I play a lot of sports. So my whole life, I never did drugs. So for me to do drugs, I had to try to like cover up this feeling. It was a lot. So I most definitely feel heaviness on me.
Right. Interesting. So you're in this bad space, mentally, spiritually, and doing sort of things that are making you feel bad and sort of out of character. And you take an edible, right? Like you take a weed edible, and then like, what can you describe like that day and just leading up to your out of body and near death experience?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So I used to get cooked. I used to do 5,000 milligrams. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no,
So
that's wild.
leading
Like
up,
5,000 is crazy.
yeah, everybody said, I don't. I'm a big dude in person. I'm like 195. A lot of people think I'm small, so my tolerance is high.
Yeah,
So, so 5,000 to 1,000, man. My homeboys, they all play pro basketball and stuff, so they be big guys getting cooked. So this day, I'm only taking 100 milligrams. I don't know why, but I took 100 milligrams, and a lot of people always ask me, like, "Did you think it was laced or something like that?" I wouldn't know,
right.
because I didn't even get to the point to where I was even high. It takes. Y'all know if you did drugs, but even with liquor, it takes time for something to happen to you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So when I took it, I immediately was just tired. Immediately, like just always just tired, sleepy. So I thought I was just going to take a nap. And that's what
Wow.
I did. That was literally I took it and laid on the bed and immediately just went to sleep
And so
before it
you
kicked in.
and so all right, so you said you went to sleep and it didn't kick in yet. But like can you so did you wake up and you just was like freaked out, or was like like I guess explain like you're out of how you became, you knew that you were out of your body and that you were like dead, that you're.
Oh, because when I woke up, I was out of my body, and I didn't even know I was out of my body until I witnessed I was dead, and that's when I got sucked down. It was like a consciousness of me knowing I'm dead because I was having a heart attack. Literally, I was literally having a heart attack,
Did
but I
you
was
feel
out of
it?
my
Did you
body
feel the
watching.
pain? Did you feel the pain of the
Yeah,
heart
I felt the
attack?
pain. Felt like yeah, I felt like knives was stabbing me. And I'm screaming,
Wow.
telling the girl because I was with the girl and I was telling her to help. But as I'm looking at her, I'm thinking that's me that's in the bed telling her, but I'm really watching it all from a third personal view.
Oh, so
And
you're outside of your body, like yelling at her, like help me, help me, help me. But she's
yeah,
like, what is she doing? Is she like sleep, or
she, no, she's just watching TV. She don't know what's going on.
what is
She don't
your
know what's
body
going on.
doing? Like, what is your body do? Your body
My
is just
body's
laying there
grab-
sleep.
no, no, none. My body's grabbing the chest. Like I'm watching me have a heart attack.
And she wasn't
Yeah,
paying
I'm
any.
watching it.
And she wasn't like paying you any mind grabbing your chest. Like she just was like ignoring
No,
you.
she said I was asleep. So
Oh
she said I was
wow.
asleep. But I'm watching me die.
Yeah.
So, but when I come
Interesting.
back to my body, eventually when we get to that point, she said I was asleep the whole time. But I'm like,
Wow.
no, I wasn't. I watched me. I had a 360 view like bugs, like bug eyes. Like you can see everything. It's like you can't hide from nothing. You look, you can see something this way, up here. On 360 dimension, you can see from everything. It's like you got all knowing knowledge. So that's how it
Wow.
was. And I'm watching myself die. And I'm feeling it. And I knew it was a heart attack. That's how I knew. In the spirit realm, it's like you just know everything. It's nothing hidden.
Right.
So it's like I'm having a heart attack. I knew it. But I'm watching it.
Wow. So you knew and you felt you knew you was having a heart attack, and you felt the pain of having a heart attack all at the same time of being outside of your body. Were you like almost like a ghost? Like how, like Casper, where their body is almost like clear or something? Like were you like that?
No, I was like this. The spirit realm
Yeah.
looks, and I get this question asked a lot. So the spirit realm, how they make it look movies with fog, it don't look like that. The
Yeah.
spirit realm looks whatever room you in, it's an identical parallel world. It looks
Mm.
exactly how it is, just in the spirit realm. It's more real. So I was able to look at my hands. I'm guessing it was a spirit because it's a spirit realm, but it looked it like this. And I had
Yeah.
on the same identical outfit whatever
Yeah.
I was wearing, but I was able to watch me like a veil and see that I'm dying, but still
Right.
feel. It makes sense.
Wow. So when did so I guess you don't have like a sense of time, because like how long were you sort of in the room with yourself before, doing going to the, ascent?
Yeah, yeah. I don't have the time, but I would say it's when I realized that I was dead. So I walked around the room, I'm looking around and I'm noticing things on my TV and I don't know why I was hooked up to the TV. Like I'm looking at the TV and I'm like, dang, this is so fake. And I'm
Hmm.
noticing it because, like I said, you can see everything subconsciously, subliminal inside of a show in the spirit realm because it's all truth. So I'm looking, I'm like, that is terrible. Why people watch that? But I'm thinking that with my mind, but it's like talking. You don't talk. So
I
as
actually
I'm
want to
looking at,
stop you there and ask you about that because that's interesting. Like, I
Mhm.
guess what did you find any meaning about that portion sort of after you came back and had a better understanding of what you were looking at on the television? Like, what does that mean that you looked and you were like, this is so fake? Like, what is this? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, it was basically a trash show, and
Mm-hmm.
like the show was terrible. Like the show was terrible, but since I had so much knowledge in the spirit realm, I was like, why we watching this terrible show? And that's why I
Interesting.
was so hooked up to the TV when I was in the spirit realm because you got all truth. So it's like I'm looking at the show like, dang, this is terrible. Act this like you see everything,
So it's like
and
it's
it
just like
seemed
lies, and it's like, why are we even watching this? It's just a bunch of lies.
basically, yeah, yeah. It was one of those shows, and and you can see subliminally what they put in it, everything, all truth. So that's how it was. But when I look back at my body and realized I was dead, soon as I had that awakening of knowing that I'm out of my body and dead, that's when boom, I went down.
Now you went down. So
Mhm.
you just went down through your floor and just kept on.
Yeah. It was like another dimension after dimension. So it was like I didn't even go through the floor. It was just immediately just like a void, like a tunnel of a void. But I was still able to have supernatural eye vision. So I seen the earth, I seen other realms. I tell
Yeah.
people this, I seen different realms. It's different realms that I can't even explain. I don't know what it was, but I seen the girl while I was falling. Like I had it's like I tell everybody, it's as if I became like God. I had all information of everything, all vision of everything, all everything is amplified. But I'm falling at a
Interesting.
super speed, light speed. But it's so fast, it feel like it's slow, like a drone. But it's like it's unexplainable.
You know what's funny? The people that talk about their near death experiences, sort of in the opposite way of going to like God and heaven and stuff, they talk about it sort of the tunnel, and they kind of say the same thing where they like, but they say they feel like they were being guided almost, and they don't say that they were falling through it, but it was like they were being guided, and they felt love. Like that's the one thing they do say too, is
Mm,
they just felt like this immense love that they've never felt and can't even describe because we don't have it on earth. But you're describing sort of the same tunnel, but an opposite feeling, which is very interesting, and going
mhm.
down, which is
Yeah.
interesting too, because I don't think they describe going up necessarily, but they do describe going forward when they're in that sort of space. So it's interesting that sort of everything you're describing is the opposite um, of you know what I mean, like the opposite of God. Wow.
Yeah.
So you're falling down this tunnel. Like, what are you feeling? Like, describe like what's going on.
Dreadful. It was loud music. It was as if I was in a movie, and it was such music that was in my spirit, and my ears felt like they was bleeding. It was a drill noise slash thunder slash boom slash. It was I can't explain it. It was just dreadful. And then as I'm falling, I'm just peeling my face off because now I see a demon. I actually
Mm,
seen a demon when I was falling. It was a demon
Jesus.
so big that I couldn't even see his head. It was like a built demon, like a Dragon Ball Z character, and I couldn't see his
Mm,
legs, but I just see his torso, and he's talking to me like spirit to spirit, mind to mind. Everything I'm thinking, he's hearing me say it. So I'm not talking my mouth. I'm screaming with my mouth open, but it's coming out of my thoughts. And he's
right.
just laughing at me. And he's like, I finally got you. I finally got you. You ain't getting out of this one. And he
And
sounded
did
like 1,000 voices.
and and did the demon, like, was that Lucifer, or was that like like a regular demon? Did it,
I don't even know. Still to this, I don't know, but I just know it was 1,000 voices as it spoke. Lizardy had a lisp with like like, but it sounded human. But
Right.
only thing I can compare it to is a Dragon Ball Z character,
Interesting. But
literally.
and you were, before this, you were possessed, right? Like
Yeah,
you had to get what's it called, exorcism of some sort.
yeah. I got deliverance. Yeah, and
Now,
I had 23 demons come out of me, including Satan himself.
but see, and that's what I want to ask about. Like, so at this point, were these the demons or the evil spirits that were like inside of you, that you were seeing as you were falling, or
I only seen one though. That's the
yeah,
thing. One giant, massive demon, or I don't know. But I heard a
mm,
thousand voices speaking out of that one demon. And it
right,
was mine of mine. But it was so much going on that it's like my head wanted to explode. It was like I was dying, falling because it was so much terror. It was so much terror going on. Mind you, I'm still seeing different realms. I'm still seeing the earth. I'm still even seeing the girl inside of the hotel room. And I'm just like,
wow,
what's I'm still even fat. I'm like, this stuff is real. I went to church, but like this really real. And then if this is real, I'm never getting out of this place. Like this is where I'm gonna be at.
wow.
And I'm just like, no, I never thought I'd be here. Like, dang.
And it wasn't sort of like, how we've been brought up to, it's the lake of fire, and hell is this like hot
Where
place,
I was
and Satan has like a cane and horns. Like, that wasn't it. It was
at.
just
No,
like,
no. I- where I was at was out of darkness. It was so black you can even feel the blackness. It was scary black.
right,
But I was falling somewhere and I was getting closer. Maybe I was going to go to the lake of fire, but like I said, I got to screaming, God, God, as I'm peeling my face off, but I don't even feel that because I'm so scared. I was even
right,
scared of God because it's like, yo, I messed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is it. And I'm screaming, God, nothing is happening. And the demon
mm,
laughing at me, cussing me out, and all type of conversations be going back. Why you doing this to me? He laughing. Like every thought he answering me back. And it's all thought translations. And
right,
I'm just eventually he said Jesus. And when I said Jesus, I popped back in my body real fast. And I was scared to say Jesus because I felt
mm,
ashamed, like, yo, I low key deserve this, but it was just so much going on all at once. It was like a trillion things going on at once. I was having an anxiety attack. It was just so much. My ears felt like they were bleeding because of the noise. Man, it was too much. It was too much. And it was just like that alone would kill somebody.
something about the name Jesus. Man, so
Yeah.
it was Jesus's name that was able to get you out of it, but not God. Not like God, like you saying, God help me, God help me. That didn't do it. But when you said Jesus, that's what got you. At least you got you back into your body. That's interesting.
Yes. Immediately. Like
Yeah,
a vort, like literally. And then, but I went to hell 5 times. So I don't know. I think they was fighting for my soul because every time I said Jesus, I came back into my body, and every time was 10 times worse than the first time me going. So I relived that again. And then the fifth and final time, since I knew to say Jesus, but I had to experience everything over. Like it was even
right.
crazier. Then I said Jesus again. I came back into my body one last time. And that's when I woke up screaming at the top of my lungs at 7:30 in the morning. Ah! And the girl
Man.
woke up. Yeah,
And,
and it's
and
in a hotel. I didn't care.
did did any entities, like, whether it be God or the devil, like when you were going through it, like, did you get any messages from them, or what, like, because what was like the purpose of all of that?
I don't know. It probably was to slow me down, but I didn't see God. I didn't see Jesus at that moment. I only seen
Yeah,
the demon that was torturing me, and I seen the outer darkness. I seen different realms that I know is out there. I can't even explain. There's different realms, and I'm just like, what the heck? I didn't really pay too much attention to it to explain it because I was going to hell, but I know I seen it. And that's what people ask me as well, how the other realms look. I can't explain it, even if I had seen it. It's unexplainable. Like we in the earth realm, And
Right.
I guess this is the natural realm. It's different realms,
Yeah.
and it's ridiculous, and it's like stacked up on top of each other. Like it's weird. It's like layers of different realms.
And
Like
you were
we in
just
a
sort of
natural.
going, and you were just like going past all the realms while you were in like the tunnel.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and I'm
And it was
seeing
complete
it, but
dark, and it was complete darkness for you.
dark, the darkest of the dark, like a void,
Mm,
dark, and it was scary.
interesting. So why do you know why like that name Jesus specifically got you back in, and even and on top of that, like why you kept going, like why did it have to happen 5 times? Like did you ever get any um clarity on that?
Yeah, I did. Multiple pastors, and they said it was grace. The number five represents grace.
Mm.
And then as far as to answer the question about what was the first question again?
About like why was Jesus's name able to get you out, and why didn't God work?
Because it's multiple gods, literally I could become a god if people idolize me.
Mm,
So I guess it wasn't no power in the name of God, and it was only power in the name of Jesus since he died on the cross. So
mm,
immediately when I said Jesus and the grace that I had on my life, because I technically was in hell. I wasn't even supposed to be out. Jesus decided to get me out. And there's so many people that didn't make it, and I guess I wasn't at the gates or all the way in there, so I had a slight bit of time, and I called on the name of Jesus, power in the name of Jesus, and he
right.
got me out. And 5 times of them fighting for my soul, he decided to have a plan for my life because I was not supposed to be here.
Now I have a question about sort of like do you like of course like the things that you were doing, you weren't necessarily, you weren't an angel, you weren't living an angelic life, without sin, right? But
Yeah,
it's like, is that why you went to hell? Like did you go to hell because you were doing wrong? Like because, and I asked that because, you know none of us are perfect. I do wrong every day. I strive to be better, of course, but I do wrong every day. So it's like, why did you go to hell for your wrongs? You know what I mean? Like why
yeah,
did
yeah.
you go to?
So, all right, so I went to hell because I died in my sin. And at that
Ooh.
time, yeah, I died in my sin, and I haven't accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior. I knew of Jesus because I went to church, and a lot of people go to church, and that's just tradition. Like
Yeah.
church don't get you to heaven. You got to have a relationship. John 3:16. It says, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believe him should not perish but have everlasting life. So I didn't believe in Jesus. I didn't even say that prayer in my heart. I was just living my own life, chasing money, hitting fine shorties and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and so I went to hell for multiple reasons because, even being a Christian, it says if you die in your sin, you go to hell. If you got
What's
a you
die in your sin? Explain that. Dying in your sin.
Yes. So dying in your sin can be like even a pastor. Let's say a pastor decides to sin, but he don't ask for forgiveness. That sin is still on him. If he gets shot in the head, he's going to hell, even if he's a pastor,
Mm,
prophet, or anything. So we must always ask God or Jesus to forgive us. Like, Lord,
right.
forgive me for lying, because that's the law. That's literally you know what He said you have to do. So it don't really matter how righteous, how anything. Like you said, we all literally sin. But if
Yeah.
we die in our sin, God spoke it into existence. He can't go back. God ain't a liar. We got to go to hell. So for me, I mean, I was in an act of adulteress. I was high. I was, what else? I mean, it was probably, at that time, it was probably so much stuff I was doing. I ain't gonna lie. I was doing a lot. I was doing a lot of, I ain't
Right.
gonna lie, literally. So it was probably more
Right.
than like 10 cents.
Right.
And I haven't accepted Jesus. So it was like point blank right there. I didn't accept Jesus as my Lord and Savior. So that
Yeah.
alone, if I didn't have sin, I wasn't gonna get to heaven.
So do you think that if, say that you didn't get a chance to come back to your body, right? But you did say Jesus, you know, do you think at least you would have been able to, like, Jesus would have came and like took you to the other part of like the dimensions, the one I was talking about, where everybody says like it's the opposite of everything that happened to you is like the opposite. So like, do you think that even if say when you said Jesus, you didn't go back to your body and say that you had passed, do you think that you would have at least gotten another chance with Jesus to come, or you just forever fallen in the void?
Nah, I would have been in hell. Literally, I
Yeah.
would have been gone because I died in that. If I would have said Jesus, it would have been too late. And like my
Mm,
physical body, it's over with. It's like the silver cord. If you not saved in your silver cord, that stuff real. If your silver cord cut, you got to go one place. It's only two places, heaven or hell.
right.
Literally, it's in the Bible. Literally, if you die in your sin, you go to hell. If you don't
Interesting.
die in your sin, you believe Jesus is your Lord and Savior, you go to heaven. Literally, it ain't deeds. It's just believing by faith and have a relationship with Jesus. It's literally that's it. That's it. Because literally it says in the Bible, like once Jesus officially comes back, like everything going to hell and all of who believe in Jesus going to heaven. Like even the demons, they're roaming right now, but they have a time. Like he's throwing everything, everything in hell.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
did. One of the people I interviewed, their experience, they they were told about Earth, and they were told that basically this is their realm. Like Earth is Lucifer. Earth is Lucifer's realm because the way that Earth is, it was like a war or something before humans even came on Earth. There was like a heavenly war, and it's
mhm,
because those angels thought that they could be God better than God, and they wanted to do their own creation. So it's almost like Earth was born out of a spirit of rebellion. Earth, as we know it, at least, was born out of a spirit of rebellion. And so that's why we have things that are like this now, because it's a rebellious spirit of I can do it better than the divine. I can do it better than God, and that's where the issues come from. um but I do have a question about your when you were possessed. Did you know you were possessed?
yeah.
You knew?
I couldn't do it. Yeah, I couldn't do anything. It was like I had 2 eyes. It was literally like the movie Get Out. I was able to look and see what's going on, but I couldn't control my body. Yeah, it
Wow.
was like I was just watching it, like from my eyes. I couldn't stop myself from talking. They had complete control of me. It was like I was just in the chair, just sitting there while they controlled my body.
Do you know how you became possessed? Like what happened? Like, or at least the moment where you're like, oh, I don't have control of my body no more, I'm possessed. Like what happened?
The preacher told the demons to come up, and when he told them to come up, I lost control. Literally, it was that it. He took a
Wow.
Bible and a realm of the spirit. He said it was a sword. He stabbed me, and the demons in the spirit realm was getting tormented. Then he told them to come up, and he told me to come up. My spirit man went back, and then they had full control, and he was able to ask questions and everything. So before that, I had control, but when he commanded them to come
Okay.
up, that's when they took control of my body, and
So
I couldn't do
before
anything.
that, you didn't even know that you were possessed until
No.
you went. What made you go to the preacher and even, to figure it out?
Because I seen videos and I knew it was real about deliverance or even exorcisms. And I knew that it was a problem within me. So like I had a lot of biblical knowledge, but I was just living my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you grow in a Pentecostal church, they cast out demons. So I seen all of that. So I'm like, man, okay, if I can't stop cheating, then I got to be a demon. I want to change. Let me at least go
Okay.
find out. I seen them lay hands on people. I never had that done to me. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go see if I got demons.
Right.
And I was in full control. And when I went there, best believe it was 23 demons inside of me. And he commanded them to come out, and I didn't have control until they came out.
What did the demons say to the pastor?
Oh, they was trying to take my life.
Oh, they were saying that they wanted to take your life.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
what they was plotting on. Yeah, they was their assignment to take my life.
And did they say like how long they were with you? Like, did they,
Yeah,
how
yeah, they
long
was
were
with
they
me
in
for
you?
like they was in me for a while, like some of them since birth. Yeah, it'd be
Since
assignment.
birth. Since
Hmm.
birth. Like how can a demon get inside of you? I guess like that's my like how can like what happens? How can a demon get inside of you?
So, basically, a lot of stuff our parents do, nothing goes unhidden. So everything, like say for example, I got kids. I don't know if you got kids. Everything we do is gonna get judged somehow. So it's called legal access. So
Hmm.
whatever, it couldn't have been probably my mom or dad, or it could have been their parents. It goes down to generations. So it'd be
Mm-hmm.
generational curses and stuff, and demons have open
Mm.
access to that. So
Mm.
you won't know. Let's say, for example, if you just always struggle with anxiety, where does that come from? Why are
Mm.
you always struggling with anxiety? One, that's a spirit that's been in your family and they had open access. Nobody repented. Some
Mm.
people probably went to heaven like because they believe Jesus died on the cross, but they haven't truly repented for the sake of your past ancestors. You don't know who was doing witchcraft. We have people in front of us and our bloodline for years. So I'm even finding that stuff out. So even from birth, a lot of them came. And then not even just that, just decisions me making when I'm 12 years old. You still sinning. So they could
Yeah.
have doorways in there. And, demons don't want to be known. That's what they say. Like they don't want
Interesting.
them to know inside of you. Because if
Yeah.
if you don't know that you have demons and stuff going on in your life, you're gonna think it's just you, but the whole time it's demons tormenting you and trying to like mess your life up and ruin your life.
Wow. That is powerful. And so the pastor, he was able to get the demons out of you. And
Mhm.
like where like I guess where did the demons go once they got out of you? Do you know? Or he
Yeah, the demons. Some of the demons went to hell. He commanded them to go to hell, and some
yeah.
of them went to dry places. Literally, they went to dry places because it
You
says
said
when you
dry
cast out a demon,
places?
yeah, dry places. Yep, it says when you cast out a demon, they go to dry places. They got to go somewhere. They roam in the spirit realm, but they can't be
Okay.
inside of you no more because we got legal access. So, but it was a 3 hour deliverance.
Wow. Wow. That's
Yeah,
something
it took about
else.
3 hours. Yeah.
Now there's something one of my interviewers said that stuck with me, and they said where you go in death is where you are in life. Do you think that is sort of related to why you went to hell and sort of experiencing those things?
No, I wouldn't say that because that contradicts the Bible and it contradicts Jesus died on the cross. Because you could be the bestest person and still go to hell. That's what people don't understand. It ain't about
Okay.
deeds, and I had to find that. I found that out when I seen hell. It's not about that because I mean I was a terrible person. I was rich. Did I deserve wealth? No. So it's literally that wouldn't make sense, because we still do have free will. We
Okay.
still got we still have free will to do the things we want to do because that's how God made us.
Yeah.
But he did just make he died on the cross. He said, "Whoever believes in Jesus shall have everlasting life." So you can live your whole life the way you want to, but that doesn't dictate where you're going to go. If you believe in Jesus and have a relationship with Jesus, you're going to go to heaven. And you don't die in your sin, but it doesn't really be like, oh, I'm in a good state, so I'm going to heaven. I had millions of dollars. I was in a good state and I went to
Yeah.
hell. So
Well, I
that
guess
didn't
that
mean
it's more so like where you are in life in terms of like mind state, in terms of like feeling. That's that like that where you are in life, not necessarily like your um
uh
outer outer blessings or so forth. But I get what you're
nah,
saying though.
yeah, no, because that still wouldn't make sense because I mean, every time I bought something nice, I feel good. So
Mm-hmm.
that wouldn't mean that I'm gonna go to heaven because temporarily I feel good.
Got
You
you.
know,
Got you.
I
Got
have
you.
days where I feel good. I'm driving a Lambo, I feel good, but I mean, yeah, I was feeling bad because I was a cheater, and every time I would cheat, I would feel bad. But a lot of days I would feel good.
You
I'm
was
a
having good
multimillionaire.
days. Okay.
Yeah, I was having
Okay.
many
I get
good
what you're
days. Yeah.
saying. You was having good days, but because of sort of your non-belief really in Jesus, you said that is really what sent you to hell. Okay.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Okay.
The Bible is 100% true. I'm telling you, the Bible is 100% true. I found that out the hard way. The Bible is true. It's so many different beliefs out here. You got to really just talk to the Holy Spirit and he will guide you because man, it's literally only two places, it's either heaven or hell. Them the only two places. It literally says it in the Bible. It's no reincarnation. It's none of that. Once you gone, you're gone. You either in heaven or hell. Our spirit does not die. It lives eternal, but it's either gonna be eternal pain where he banish you, or it's gonna be in heaven.
Right. Did you have any other like encounters or anything like that after your experience?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, you
most
did.
definitely.
You did.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
What kind?
yeah.
What kind? Like were they
Uh,
good?
yeah, it was
Bad?
good. It was
Good?
definitely.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it was.
What
I mean, oh no, I'm sorry. You can go.
No, I was going to say like what was the encounters that you had?
I mean, now I did. I seen Jesus. I seen Jesus plenty of times. After that encounter, I started to see more into the spiritual realm. I seen angels. I seen demons, and even in the natural. So I seen that. And, God opened my eyes to see spiritual things after that. But yeah, I seen angels, seen
What was
fiery.
your experience with Jesus? What was your experience with Jesus?
Um, so I had some incredible experience with Jesus. A lot of the times he showed me things that happened in my life wasn't because of him and how he actually protected me. So he would like yeah, it was just and Jesus talked normal, like legit. He talks normal and he tell a lot of jokes. So my experience with Jesus is really just kid you not, it was really just restoration. So that way I can know that a lot of stuff didn't happen because of me. It really was because of the demons that's been trying to kill me or just play around with humanity. And a lot of times Jesus is protecting us day and night, sending angels day and night to protect like even people living in sin because he loves mankind, he loves his creation. It's just really, it's a fallen world.
Yeah. When Jesus came to you, were you were you just like chilling on the couch and Jesus came and was just like, what's up? Like how did that like explain that?
I was actually praying in my car. I was
Oh
actually praying in
wow.
my car,
Yeah.
and Jesus just appeared. He touched my forehead, and man, a freaking demon came out of me. Then, literally, my shirt was popped
Wow.
open, and yeah, my shirt popped open. I don't know if I ripped it or my shirt, but my shirt was ripped, and I seen it. Like seen him. It was a silhouette. He was all light. And I just knew it was Jesus. Like I just knew it. And I was like, that's Jesus, that's Jesus. And he just touched my head. He didn't say nothing at that time. That's the first time I ever seen him. And I just passed out and I woke up like this. And I'm just like, dang, this stuff is really real. Like legit. Like this stuff is real. It's a whole nother world
Yeah.
that's more real and active. We just in the natural realm.
Wow. And what did Jesus look like out of curiosity? Like was it the Jesus that we sort of seen on like grandmom's refrigerator with blonde hair and blue eyes and
Nah, nah. Not so okay. So I tell everybody this. I didn't see his features, but I felt this beer. When every time I see Jesus, it's a big glowy light. So I didn't get the chance to see all his features and stuff, but I mean he's like a 6'2". He ain't that tall, he's 6'2". Not broad, not skinny, just probably like 190, six
Okay.
two. But yeah, I mean, every time I seen him, I mean, he's pretty normal size, but it wasn't no features that I seen. I just seen his beard
Gotcha.
though. He have a beard. I mean his hair. How can I explain it? A lot of people give him a lot of long hair. When I
Yeah.
see it with the light, it's not that long, like all the way down. No, it's not. Not like the pictures. No,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
that
yeah.
long. Not at all. It's literally a good length, but it's not like silky and it's not like that.
Yeah, not like
No,
silky perm, straight blonde type
no,
thing.
it's not like that.
Okay, so
No,
what
but
is
it's a big, like
so what are you doing now? And like I guess how has your life changed now, that you have, access to, sort of like the spiritual realm and you've seen these things.
now I'm still figuring life out. because I do see a lot of spiritual things. I do make sure I turn this notification off so that way you don't hear it. I do experience a lot of things, but that's what I'm trying to navigate right now. Because at first I deleted all my videos because it was so much stuff that happened to me, and then I had to realize like I'm not a spiritual leader yet, just because I had these experiences and I need to get trained up or whatever God wants for me. So right now I'm still doing pranks. I'm still seeking God, seeking the Lord. I got delivered from cheating and being a bad person. I don't really do a lot of bad stuff no more. I'm not perfect though. I can't lie to you. I might have lied some other days. Now, a lot of spiritual people try to act perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
don't get me wrong. I'm not perfect, but I'm not the same person I once was. So,
yeah.
but as far as like right now, I'm still going through life trying to figure it out. But I know what's on the other side now. I know the spirit realm, I do have access to it, but at this point, I'm just really seeking God as what He wanted to do in my life. Because I really don't even know, to be honest with you. I just try to tell my testimony as much as possible, and that's about it.
That's such a blessing. And you know what? I mean, I ask you about the angels. Do the angels do you see the angels a lot around you, or do they talk to you? Do you
Yeah.
have your own? Do you have your own specific guardian angels?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You do. Okay. So do you
Mhm.
you talk to them?
So, all right. So I haven't gotten to the point where I talk to him. Like
Yeah.
when I talk, he don't say nothing back, but I see them though. Like you got some people I hear, and like I said, because I don't never want to lie about nothing. So you have people that be talking to angels, they talk back. I haven't gotten that deep yet, but I do
Yeah.
see them. I see them, and one angel I seen, he had a freaking um a Roman with a sword with the. You ever seen a bush? They wear the helmet with the
Yeah.
bush.
Like the Roman get up. Yeah.
I could probably show you right quick, but it was one look like that. A lot of these angels sometimes look human. Some of them don't have wings. Some of them look like animals. It's like a
Right.
fairy tale, literally.
Interesting. Wow. So
Mhm.
you just see them in terms of like say you were in your car. So you'll just see them but they don't say anything
Oh
to you yet.
no, they don't say anything to me. It's like something like this. I don't know if you can see it good.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah,
Same
that's
one that
exactly
looked
what I was
just
thinking
like that.
of. Yeah.
Look, it,
And
it
that
was
was an
exactly like
angel.
that. It was an angel.
Interesting.
Here go better. It was a better one. Seen one just like that.
Wow.
Wait, was that a
And the
Jesus on the
angel
cross?
and the angel didn't say anything to you. They just kind of show up to like why are they showing up if they're not saying anything to you?
Well, all right. So with that angel I showed you, actually had my first interaction, and when
Okay.
he realized I was able to see him, he did this. He just did that. He ain't say nothing to me. I was just
Wow.
like, yeah. He just smiled and just did that. I was like, what? But I haven't talked to him. But I can see him. Yeah, literally, I
Yeah.
can see him. And sometimes it's just a light. Like sometimes it's just a light, and I'm just like, that's an angel, literally.
Yeah.
Or I can feel him as well. Sometimes you could like what I do. I just feel like a wind. It don't be nothing
Yeah.
in the room. The wind, that's how I know a spirit is in here. And then depending on how I feel, because if you're in the presence of God, like an angel, you'll always feel joy. So
Yeah.
if I start to get real anxious or something demonic, I'll be nervous or scared. And that ain't me. That's just the demon presence. Because that's how it is when you feel a spirit. You either feel wind or you see it in the natural or you see it in your mind's view or you just flat out just see it. Like I seen the demon inside of a TV when I was watching it and he was just looking angry at me. And I'm just yo, I just see a demon. And I'm an artist. A lot of people don't know that. So I started to draw it and then he disappeared. And my wife thought I was crazy. And I was like, no, it was a demon. Yeah, he was just staring at me. A lot of times I see demons in walls. And like I look
Interesting.
and it's literally a demon. Yeah. See it inside of
Wow.
walls and
It sounds like
they
you're
be
it sounds like you're going like in and out, like you have the sight to see beyond the veil at times.
yeah,
That's what it
yeah,
almost
yeah.
sounds like.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, not all the time, but yeah, sometimes, and they catch me by surprise, or like a butterfly. I tell a lot of people like some stuff in the natural be spirits, and it looks real because they always say is it glowy, and I'm like, no, that's just TV. Like I seen a butterfly just pop up in front of my face. I just got scared. It was a
Mm.
normal butterfly, and I'm looking,
Yeah.
but it was a fake butterfly, and it disappeared. I said that looked so real, but that was a spirit realm. I was like, what the hell? And it just popped up out of nowhere. I was like, I don't like that. I
Wow.
don't like, yeah.
Wow. Are you trying to sort of control like your, I don't want to call them powers, but like your spiritual gifts? Are you looking into like controlling it and, delving deeper into it?
So I tried to delve deep into it, and then I screamed at God to take it away. I had plenty of times where it's like I didn't want it because I wanted to live a normal life. Then I had times where it was just cool, where it was like, oh, I can go look in the future. Then I'd be like, no, I don't want to be no witch or nothing. So it's like
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I don't I try to keep it balanced
Yeah.
because I'm still learning so much. I don't know. So I am inside of a church now and I'm getting trained up. They ex training me. But at first I was just going crazy with it. It was just like, yo, I see an angel right there. It sounds crazy, but I look and I see my friend in the car and he'll get freaked out and I'd be like, yeah, you doing this right now. And that's how I'm like, he's like, how you doing this? I was like, oh, I mean, Jesus showed me. And yeah, like I would literally be inside somebody's house, but I would be normal. Like legit, I was driving and I told my friend because I would literally, this is like in the beginning, I would be like, I bet you, the girl on the phone, I could tell you where she live at. And I would literally look with my eyes open and tell her the street. And people was getting freaked out. Yeah, but now I really just try to get control by the Holy Spirit and just ask the Holy Spirit and because I really don't want to do like no witchcraft or nothing like that. So I
Yeah.
try to
Yeah.
like really just make sure it's all from God, through God, stuff like that. But in the beginning, yeah, I was just going crazy. And then sometimes I didn't want it no more because I'm like, I'm weird, so yeah.
Wow. So my last question, well, it's not really a question, but to people that may be listening to this that aren't in the best space, or maybe like they heard this and they're like, I don't want to go to hell. I don't, like can you just say something to them to for encouragement, so they won't fear, because I don't want to put the spirit of fear into people.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
I say one, Jesus love you. A lot of times where I talk to Jesus, he's not mad at us at all. We condemn ourselves, and the evil spirits condemn you. So if you watching this, you even watching this for a reason. Everything's divine in order. That's how God works. Like I said, Jesus died on the cross. John 3:16. He gave his only begotten son. Literally, he only had one son. He gave his only begotten son to die for all of us. So all you got to do is just accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior and let him just do a good work in you. It don't matter how bad, how evil you is. He hate the sin, but he doesn't hate the person. I had to learn that out the hard way because I would mess up and be hard on myself. And it's like, look, if his demons let me make these options and I'm coming in agreement, then I'm gonna mess up. I'm a human. Don't be hard on yourself. Just know that Jesus truly do love you. You know what I'm saying? That's it. He truly do love you. You don't have to be perfect. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect. Like I said, I can lie right now. So you don't have to be perfect. Just make sure you have a relationship with Jesus. He can take care of your financial needs, every single need through Jesus. You just gotta believe. It's all belief.
Wow. Well, tell the people. I don't. Do you have anything coming up? Of course, I'll have all of your socials and stuff like that, so that people can find you. But are you doing
Yeah.
anything? So that people can be in contact with you. Anything like that. Like, shout it out.
Yeah, yeah. Everything Joel TV, my YouTube channel Joel TV 2.0. Really right now, like I'm not preaching anything like that. I'm really just getting trained up, knowing the Bible, because like I said, I'm not perfect. I don't know the Bible as much. I got a lot to learn. But y'all gonna see me probably, I don't know. You gonna see me when you see me. You gonna see me when you see me. Your boy working and yeah, man. You probably see me on more podcasts. I'm everywhere. I'm telling this testimony. I'm trying to be more bolder. I hate telling it, but now I look at it as somebody out there probably needs to hear it.
For
Small
sure.
platform, big platform. It's somebody everywhere that needs to hear the truth. So I'm just being a vessel and putting my pride aside, and I can't just not tell somebody that Jesus saved me. So that's basically what I'm doing right now.
Well, I just want to thank you for this conversation and coming on the show. For sure.
Mhm.
I definitely think that, these conversations are necessary. Like I have these type of conversations with a lot of people, and I love hearing everybody's sort of spiritual testimonies. And I think that there's a change coming in the world because more and more people are sort of becoming in tune to these type of conversations and testimonies. So I really thank you for coming on the show. Of course, everybody, y'all can find me at _real E on everything, Vision Rebirth on everything. And thank you guys for listening. And cut.